What's up, YouTube? I'm chilling in the room. I just got through not too long ago watching a webcast. It was a rough webcast, but it was a webcast of the Royal Rumble of 2010. Now, let's get to this. I don't have the list of eliminations or process, but I can basically give you my opinion of the overall pay per view. Now, on my Twitter account, which is posted on my YouTube account, I went in depth on a lot of the things that I thought were wrong about the Royal Rumble throughout the Royal Rumble. Like, I didn't catch most of the matches, but we know Christian retained. Um, shit, forgive me, I have a lapsed memory. Mickey James won the title. MVP lost, so Miz retained, and Taker retained, and Sheamus retained through some weird shit with Legacy. So, speaking of legacy, now that's interesting that the way they twisted that, and I like the way they twisted that because now it kind of leaves you making you want to watch Raw. Because I have class, so I won't get to watch all of Raw, but hopefully I get to catch Bret Hart and the legacy thing and see how broken up Shawn Michaels is. Because all of Shawn Michaels fans are shit faced. Yes, y'all are shit faced because Shawn Michaels got tossed by who? Batista. Greatest part of the Royal Rumble, in my opinion. Triple H's super kick out of the ring, funny. Kane's quiet but interesting. Saves of Triple H and things. This is kind of interesting. But overall, Kane was pretty quiet in the Royal Rumble, and he didn't do a lot. He didn't get anywhere near the amount of eliminations that I thought he would. But CM Punk was holding it down like Stone Cold a little bit, with the, I'm going to talk in between competitors. I didn't get that, and I was so hoping he didn't win. But let's get to the ultimate opportunist return. I am an Edge fan. I am an Edge head all day. I was hoping um, maybe Jericho would win, but he doesn't need that because they were talking about a proposed feud between him and Edge. I figured that Edge would return and they would fight. But now that Edge returned, we have to look into that now. Edge could possibly face Christian for the only title that he hasn't held that might be significant to him and dominate ECW easily. Or he could return and try to take the belt back from Undertaker, or, there's a number of things you can do with Edge. But preferably, I didn't want to see Cena win either, because Cena would likely end up at WrestleMania regardless. I mean, even if it's just to fight Batista, a waste of match. But some things, some people like to see, our younger fans like to see that. I don't really care for it, but you know, us older fans are more used to. We can understand the magnitude of repetitiveness between two big impact players and one that's possibly going to be gone in the next few years, being Batista. So Edge having the guaranteed ride, being the ultimate opportunist, and the way Cena went out was kind of quiet. Shawn Michaels had the most dramatic exit, and overall, I give the pay per view a 7 out of 10, maybe a 7.5 to be nice out of 10, because of the simple fact that it was the Royal Rumble, and I thought it was somewhat interesting. It wasn't a big swerve, but they didn't seem to put a lot of effort into it. They didn't throw a lot of surprises in it. They brought Edge back, and that was the only surprise. You didn't see either. You didn't accidentally see IRS or Doink or somebody show up and enter. Then the announcers were kind of young. The lack of JR is something a lot of people will probably be wanting to address, but overall, I give it a 7.5 because one, I really don't watch a lot of the WWE pay-per-views anymore throughout the year, and it's just one of those things that I, as a long-term fan from the early '90s, and being as young as I am, I have understanding of the way the product works, and I give them, thanks for trying, points plus. that the match was actually interesting, but it was actually pretty damn quick. People going over, and the way they ordered the numbers takes away from the thing because when they brought in Kane, they shortly brought in Triple H. Shortly after, in between that, they brought in Legacy. So you're not giving me enough jobbers. You're not giving me enough low-ranking superstars to compete and last long enough because CM Punk was throwing them out left and right. And when you have that happen, it kind of gives you the effect of that you're going to make this a heavyweight thing, and that's what they ultimately did because after 19, which was Cena's entry, the majority of those superstars were already established superstars, and it made the match exciting to have a ring full of them. But the elimination procedure was very, very, very tedious to be nice because Kofi Kingston went out pretty swiftly. Swagger went out pretty swiftly. Masters went out swiftly. Uh, Show didn't even get to come through and clean house. Kane didn't clean house. Mark Henry and Show tussled a little bit. The Great Khali came in and was out. Beth Phoenix out. Didn't even know she was going to compete. Um, So basically, I wasn't impressed, but I wasn't totally just like bummed out. If anybody has anything, really to say about it, I mean, I'm open to rebuttals because and I don't want anybody to think that I'm not a fan of Shawn Michaels. And the other, I'm not a Cena fan, but I'm not totally against him. So don't think, that just because I didn't want Cena to win, I don't respect Cena. So it was just a matter. I'm sorry. It was just a matter of entertainment, and the entertainment was kind of low level to me because you get a lot of the behind the scenes information. So I really don't care. So thanks for watching. If you watched me ramble about 7 minutes or so, I apologize for the length of the video because I kind of had a lot to say, and I don't. So thanks for watching, and there will be more. Stay tuned.